wish I would have.
I was going to say,
that was close.
This is so close. The same real quick. Hey!
Hello and welcome, everyone. I actually angled the camera down this time, so now it actually, I think it grasps a larger image. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I kind of look a little taller. Can I just do this forever in real life?
I've angled it. It's like the Willy Wonka thing that they have at the Science Center, where it's actually just a smaller room as it goes up, so it makes everything in the front.
Yeah. I need that in my life. My entire life is that perspective somehow.
What's up, D-Man? Congratulations on the PS4.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
You were talking about you were saving up for that. I know, and that's awesome that you went for it. That you just did it.
Dude, I need to put him back in here. God. Do I still have him?
Every once in a while, I'll look around like, I wonder if he is hiding somewhere.
No, for some reason, I need to find him. Oh, shit, I have the overlay going. I wonder if it's actually working.
I was going to say, maybe, Justin says that, but that's just the kind of thing somebody would say if Shia LaBeouf,
right.
Shia LaBeouf,
whatever. Yeah, he's not. He may be in here. Right. I don't think he is. Oh, wait, you know what? He is! Oh my god, I didn't even know he's there. Of course, I would have a let overlay. He's been there for... You know what the fucking funny thing is, D-Man? I completely forgot about him, and he's been up there for... Hold on.
Oh, there he is. Oh, shit. Ta-da! I'm okay with this.
That's where he'll stay.
Forever he shall remain.
But anyways, welcome back to another glorious time on the Super Chat 64 with Shia LaBeouf. And, so let's get it kicked off here.
What's up, Adam? Good to see you, man.
We got the Alex Glass of Freaking Water. That's
Dude.
right. He has returned.
Let's readjust here. There we go.
Amazing.
His name tag, properly placed.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What you been up to, man?
Nothing. I've been playing pretty much just
Warcraft.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, baby. That's right. I've also linked back to Chrome so I can actually see shit.
Hey, that helps. What's up, Eric?
Oh yeah, under the green Keef mousepad. Yeah.
Yes.
That's me and Eric's company that we work for here.
Yeah. Your company, you own it.
We own it.
You own it.
I wish. No, but yeah. Good call, Eric. Look at that. I have 1 million of those mouse pads.
So I've heard that you have that. I think both of you guys have
we have
stacks.
We have quite a few. I've left many over at Eric's when we have our LAN parties. That way, everyone always has a mouse pad.
Yeah. If I were to open up this closet right now, it's just avalanche
yes.
with mouse pads.
Of only mouse pads.
Only mouse pads.
All Keef mouse pads.
I get smothered in them.
Yes.
They have to dig me out. They have to call an ambulance.
Yeah, I do as well from you at me. So yes. There are even the old ones that have like the CRT monitor.
I've seen those. I think I might have actually borrowed one of those at LAN at one point. Good times.
But I've been playing we've been playing WoW, me, Eric, Brad, my boss from work, Brandon.
Wow, really?
He's playing some WoW with us now.
Very chill.
Yeah, so a couple other guys, and it's been awesome. The whole crew is back.
Man, yeah, it's like the good old days.
It's great. We're going to try to do some actual achievements now. So, but other than that, we went to Tyler's house on Friday. Amanda and I did, and me and him and him and his girlfriend went out to dinner, and then afterwards we went back to his girlfriend's house and we played Mario Party on the Wii U. That was insanely fun.
Yes.
It's the one where Bowser has the ability you can play as Bowser, and then he chases you across the fucking map, and it's the most terrifying thing ever.
Sounds about right.
That was incredibly fun. Afterwards, Amanda and I came back here, and the next day we played... Sunday we played Mario Party on the emulator.
Oh,
we broke that back out.
Yes.
And then I was like, I want Amanda to play Pikmin. So I downloaded Pikmin.
Oh, excellent.
And we started playing Pikmin, and she was like, I don't really, the controls are kind of difficult for me. I was like, okay, that's fine. She's like, I can't get the Pikmin to do what I want. And then I spent the next 6 hours playing that game.
Sounds accurate.
So yeah, that's where I'm at today.
Yep.
So
and
it was a good weekend.
D-Man's been playing his PS4.
PS4. What games did you get? Or did you get some free games on there? Because I know there's quite a few free to play games like War Thunder and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You want to play it on there? You got War Thunder, Warframe.
I'm all about Warframe.
You can get the mini version of Drive Club. That's for PS4.
I think I've heard of that one.
There's a bunch of free-to-play games out there, but yeah. Welcome to the club.
To the current generation.
I'll give you my PS tag so we can chat on there. So I can at least look like I have some friends on there. Right. My Steam thing, man, it's great because like on Steam, like I have like 1 million people, you know, and it's like somebody's always playing something. I'm like, this is great, and then I go to PS4 and I'm like, man,
I don't know nobody.
I'm sad. Only game with
Last of Us
Remastered.
Yes.
Amazing. Actually, that's the bundle I got as well. I got the Last of Us Remastered Bumble. Yes, Last of Us Remastered Bumble. So,
Buck Bumble.
That game is fucking flawless.
Yes, yes, and it is aged so well.
It has aged incredibly well. I'm glad they did the HD remake of it, or not HD remake. They did the PS4 and PS3 version.
No,
so.
No.
Not hard to figure out my PS name. I'm guessing it's D-Man.
I was gonna say. I could venture a guess.
Yes. What have you been up to, Alex? How's everything been?
I've been playing actually a good number of things. So actually over the past, I guess, what's it been, a week or two, I guess week and a half or 2 weeks since Thanksgiving weekend, or not Thanksgiving weekend, but there was a Thanksgiving sale on Steam.
Okay.
And there were a bunch of really, really good deals going on there. One of which was Dying Light, which is a game that is on... Is it on the PS4?
Yeah, I think it's on PS4 and Xbox.
I think it's on both, yeah, but of course it's on PC, it's on Steam. And there was a deal going on where you could buy a 4-pack for $60. Normally the game is $60 full price, so that was a really, really good freaking deal. And my buddy Corey, one of the guys with whom I usually play PC games, nabbed that and gifted that out to a bunch of us.
That's awesome.
3 of us in our little group, in our little club, our little gang, and but it's a little tricky because there's a 5th one of us. There's 5 of us really, and a lot of it just comes down to whoever's online will just play. And buying the 4-pack, it's like, we don't want anybody to miss out. But he noticed that Britt, the 5th guy in our group, happened to already own the game, so I was like, oh, easy peasy, and gifts it out to all of us. Well, it turns out the reason Britt owned the game is because he too bought a 4-pack with the intention of gifting that to us for Christmas.
Wonderful.
So when he saw that, he was like, God damn it!
Amazing.
Apparently, he had talked to another one of us, just an hour earlier about, when do you think would be a good time to send this out to people? And, and just never knowing, ships passing in the night, they had no idea. So it was just a hilarious turn of events. And, of course, it was very generous for both of them, and, of course, they were able to find other people to gift them to. So no game keys have gone to waste, which is what I like to see. But we have played a whole bunch of that. I think this previous Friday, I think we were up till freaking 4 a.m. playing that shit. And the game is ridiculously fun.
Is it fun?
It is. It's. Did you ever play Dead Island?
No,
okay.
I've watched plenty of Dead Island.
Okay, you know
I
the
understand
gist.
that.
Yeah, you know the general gist. It's a lot like Dead Island. I've only played an hour or two of Dead Island, not because I didn't want to, just because I never got around to finish to really giving it an honest try. But a lot of the guys that I've been playing with have been saying if there was a Dead Island 2, of course there was Dead Island Riptide, but if there were a Dead Island 2, that it would be this game.
Okay.
And
Riptide wasn't made by the same company, I don't think, though.
I think you're right. I think there was some sort of
because there's something that fucked up because they. I don't really know what happened, but Riptide was apparently horrid.
I haven't heard much about it, and that could be a good or a bad thing, honestly. But yeah, I don't know much about it, but I do know that this game is really solid. Of course, the zombie fighting mechanics are fun, and creating cool shit that you can throw at enemies or building new weapons is always fun.
I always like crafting games.
Oh yeah,
those are the best.
Yeah, and it makes it fun. It's scavenging for materials. It satisfies my collecting lust for in games, always trying to collect shit because there's always stuff to grab, always things to loot, always garbage to rifle through or dead bodies there's just all this shit to loot, and it's it's great. And most importantly, it's got some pretty hardcore parkour where you
I saw actually I have seen gameplay where you can jump up on top of things and
it's there have been a number of times where I would we'd be on vent chat, I would shout hardcore parkour as I flip over a fence, not seeing below me and just falling off a cliff.
Amazing.
So, good times.
Amazing.
That's
how the game is supposed to be played.
It is. It really is, yeah. And actually, in all seriousness, it does give you points for, if you pull off a ridiculous stunt and survive, it'll give you, a little bonus
That's hilarious.
thing. So it encourages you to act like an asshole.
Okay.
In flipping around like a douchebag. So it's good. It's good.
Left 4 Dead meets Mirror's Edge.
That's not a... Well, I would say... I would call it Dead Island meets Mirror's Edge. Because it's so similar to Dead Island.
Is there a new
in
Mirror's
so many
Edge
ways.
game coming out?
I'm sorry?
Is there a new Mirror's Edge game coming out?
There is. The Mirror's Edge 2 was announced, I think, at E3.
Yeah, that's right.
And a lot of people were like, holy shit, we never thought it would happen, because, of course, that was an EA game.
Yeah.
And it was an EA game that was, different. And granted, it was a first-person game and it has shooting, but it's not like a real first-person shooter.
It didn't have that much shooting.
Yeah. So a lot of people were like, ooh, wow, EA made a game, published a game that, isn't
right.
that. So, a lot of people were hoping for a sequel, but weren't expecting it. But that was a pleasant surprise for a lot of folks. But yeah, Dying Light's awesome. The other game has been Chivalry, playing lots more Chivalry. I'm still not very good at it, but it's still a lot of funsies.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. That is awesome.
Very awesome.
Yeah, those have been the two big ones.
2 big ones?
2 big ones, yeah.
Good. There was a lot of announcements this past couple days.
I've heard a couple, yeah.
Yeah, so the big one that kind of everybody's been talking about is the Final Fantasy stuff. That's kind of going on because PSX was going on. So they announced a bunch of cool stuff for VR and stuff like that, and people actually got to finally test the VR, so which is nice. But there's a couple things for Final Fantasy VII. One is that it's actually they're not using the Luminous engine, which I found odd. They're not using the engine that they built for Final Fantasy 15.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
And I also found out that Final Fantasy 15 isn't even using that fucking engine. They're both using the Unreal 4 engine, which is really odd. But the game itself looks awesome, and it looks like they brought back a lot of the original things, the summons. I saw a magic icon, I saw the summon icon. Kind of wondering what they're going to do with it. I like the way that they're doing it. I like the combat system, which is pretty much exactly what 15 is, the combat system.
So I've heard, yeah.
Which I have no issue with because I love that. I love that style. They've been escalating up ever since. So Final Fantasy X was like the start of them kind of trying to reach out, so they had a way of switching characters in between, and then Final Fantasy 12 came out, or was it, because 11 was the MMO, right?
Yes, 11 was an MMO.
And then Final Fantasy 12 came out, and that actually offered a real time.
Yeah.
So that was like, you put in a party, and then you fight people in real time. And then 13 kind of went from that.
Yep.
And really, 13 was very good as far as the combat goes.
It went ham.
And then now they're just keep adding to it, and they're at a very good point right now.
It seems like it.
So, it's the same engine. I guess Unreal 4 is kind of what Sony's switching to, or not. I shouldn't say Sony, but what Square Enix is switching to, because Kingdom Hearts also uses that same. Is going to use that same engine because they were going to use the Luminous engine as well. The first trailer we saw was with the Luminous engine that they made custom for their games, and they had a 5-game deal that they were going to do with it, but it seems like they've just completely marked it off and are going to use Unreal 4.
Makes me wonder what they're going to do with that engine. I mean, I'd hate to all that work to go to waste.
I'm not really sure. I don't know what else they could do with the engine, because the engine was specifically made for the Final Fantasy series.
I guess they could license it out, but I mean, shit.
Who's going to want it?
Who's
going to want it when you're like,
Unreal 4?
So you're saying that you made this engine and you didn't even use it?
Yeah.
You used Unreal 4? Then why wouldn't we just get Unreal 4?
You got me, man.
So,
yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, and then the other news about it was that it's going to be episodic. I personally don't have an issue with that.
Yep.
I think that the way that they're trying to bring back Final Fantasy VII, I think it's going to be a super large game.
You think so?
Like, it was already... Final Fantasy VII is already a very huge game.
It is.
And it's got a lot of content, and I think they're trying to get every aspect of that content. Like, from what I saw from the little sneak peek trailer they gave us of some very early footage or whatever... They were spending a lot more time in Midgar than I thought they were. So I'm seeing them actually play out like the scenes that we only saw in movie format.
Yeah.
You're actually playing it out. So if they follow that, then it looks like you're going to be playing a lot more of the flashbacks.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing a lot more stuff. So
interesting.
I'm actually not too upset about that.
That's good.
I think it'll be good if it's episodic. Hopefully they don't charge $60 per episode. That's going to be the bad thing, but that's kind of way down the road.
Cross that bridge when we get there.
Right.
In 2-3 years or however long it takes.
However long it takes, yeah. I mean, I also think they're going to do it episodic because we only saw Midgar from what they've seen, what we saw, and
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed to see even anything because,
Yeah.
you know, honestly, the guy didn't even know he was fucking working on the game until after he saw his fucking name roll down the
Surprise!
screen, and it was like, "Hey, this is the director," and he's like,
Yeah.
"What? Oh, I didn't even know I was working on this game."
That's how they announce that's how they like delineate assignments is to.
So for being about what 6 months ago, 7 months ago, when was E3? Like 6 months ago?
I would say
Roughly?
6 months
So
ago.
from about 6 months, they've been doing pretty fucking
pretty
well.
dang good. They've been going hard.
Well, I guess it wasn't E3. It was the Sony conference. No, I don't really know when they fucking announced.
I think it wasn't E3.
Well, yeah, it was E3. Yeah.
It was the Sony conference in E3. So yes, you were
True.
correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Okay,
Yeah, we got there.
So yeah, I think I'm all on board for it.
Nice.
So, did you have any thoughts on it?
I mean, it threw me for a loop, and of course there were some knee-jerk reactions from some that I saw that were sort of negative. But I think not knowing the context, like you'd mentioned, because I haven't seen any of the footage.
Right.
Not knowing the context of, well, you know, they've only shown so much, and if they're expanding upon, just like you said, so much of the stuff that happened in cutscenes or was just kind of mentioned. If they're Peter Jacksoning it, you know, taking material from other sources and you know expanding the original, which I'm okay with.
I'm totally cool with that.
Then yeah, I'm on board with the episodic format so long as it's
the episodes give me dollar for dollar what I want for it. You know, like I guess my golden rule right now is I would like to get $1 for every hour that I play the game.
That would be nice.
And a lot of games do not do that. That is a fact. But the majority of the games that I've purchased give me way over that amount.
Oh, yeah. By leaps and bounds.
Like, I mean, we bought Last of Us, and I would treat that as a $60 game coming with the PS4, and we definitely played our time in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Life is Strange, we only paid $25 for that for the whole season.
The whole thing, yeah.
And we definitely got our money out of that. And there's a bunch of other games out there. I mean...
Terraria.
Yeah.
200 hours in, $10 game.
No shit. You're really getting your fucking worth for that.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that the DLC is free.
Yep.
You know?
They just keep here's more shit, here you go. Oh, darn, excuse me to play this awesome game.
I guess the good thing for Terraria is they don't have to host servers.
They do not. They do not. Much to the chagrin of some, but I mean, you can find public servers anyway,
That's
so
fine.
easy peasy.
I mean, and you can set up a server very easily.
Yeah.
So.
It's easier now than it used to be.
Yes.
Back in the dark ages, it was kind of rough, but we've grown a lot since.
Because I was able to set up a server for Don't Starve. I remember it was pretty flawless.
Yeah.
Except that it knocked Amanda's laptop off the network for every time I opened it. I don't really know why, but yeah, she couldn't connect to the internet when I started it, so it was very weird.
Yeah, it's Don't Starve together. They're still working on it.
They are.
I think it's still in early access.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
We'll get there.
It's in beta, I should say.
Yeah. It'll get there eventually.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as far as the main
because
episode,
Devourers, I understand, D-Man.
Oh,
those things.
Yeah, Devourers are fucking insane.
There's a lot of things in that game. Have you played like the latest?
I have not.
Oh man, it gets bonkers. Both in the stuff that you fight and the stuff that you become.
I keep trying to get Amanda to play it. She doesn't ever take the bait. I'm like, let's play Terraria.
She's probably smart too, because she's probably smart to not take the bait because it's probably good to leave the house from time to time.
Yes.
And Terraria is a really good deterrent for getting anything done in the best of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, on the Final Fantasy thing, yeah, I didn't really have much. It threw me for a loop. Hence the odd facial expression.
Yes.
I was just like, that was not what I was expecting. But I think it makes sense in the context of what you described, and I mean,
I think you need somebody who has played the game to understand why or how. Well, I should say played the game and seen kind of what's been going on in the cutscene.
Right.
Because if we can see, like, when I watched the video, it's like a 5-minute video. It shows you 5 minutes of gameplay, and from what I saw, I mean, the game looks fucking beautiful, first off. It's a little scratchy, like, as far as the movement goes, but it's fucking early. I mean,
really early.
So early. Like, they're running it with a fucking controller or whatever hooked up to their fucking PC playing out of a window. You know? Like...
Debug mode.
Yes, so... Yeah, Amanda Don't Terraria, I will gladly tell her. Hey, everyone said no Terraria. But,
Except Alex. Alex says yes Terraria.
Yeah, Alex says
because
yes.
I'm an enabler.
Yes.
I'm a bad influence.
Just do it. Bite the bullet.
Anyway.
But I think in the context of someone saw the cutscene and said, "Oh, well, that makes sense because I wasn't able to play that part, but they're playing through it now."
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's going to be awesome. I think they're going to add a lot more boss battles, and I'm just overall excited for that.
I am excited.
I think I'm excited a lot for Final Fantasy 15 as well because I really want.
Yes.
I want that combat engine. I want to test it for myself. Like that looks so fun.
That does look cool.
So, but yeah, people on PC will probably get to play it because it looks like Sony is just fucking, or Square Enix is just giving all the games to PC.
Here you go.
Now.
Yep.
Because did I put this on the list? But did you happen to see, Alex, that there was a list that was
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, there was a list that was put out the other day of all the games that they've kind of data mined from Steam as far as what's going to be coming to the market.
Yeah,
and one of them was Final Fantasy X and X-2, which is, I'm sure it's just a port of the thing I have on Vita and
Probably.
What's ever on PS4, which is pretty cool. But there was one key thing in that same list.
Final Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy VI was on there. Yes.
Which also wasn't terribly surprising.
Yes.
I'm actually not a fan of that. I don't know if you've seen like screenshots of that port because it looks kind of gross, honestly. Yeah.
I've never played the port of Final Fantasy VI. I've never played Final Fantasy VI in general.
The OG one is, of course, 16-bit.
Right. I mean, I've heard it's flawless.
I would very, very biasedly agree, but I mean, yeah, it's a great game. They may do with the visuals. I mean, I think it's a pretty game, and it stands.
Did they try to update the visuals?
They like. There's really not a good way to describe it. They like the way that like the outlines are drawn and the way that it clashes with the background. It's just an ugly look, which is really unfortunate because goddamn, that game deserves better. So, but it's having it available on a modern platform is itself not a bad thing. So, there are worse things. That was totally the game you were going to talk about, right?
Yes.
Because the other game that you're about to mention does not exist.
It doesn't exist. You're right.
Yeah.
Half-Life 3 was on the list.
It was.
And my heart was like, and the thing was,
I think your heart was actually like,
yes.
It was
like, and it sunk.
Yes.
Gave in the Lord and Savior. Decided to put it on there, but from the news that I've heard, it's definitely not the game. The thing is that they put Half-Life 3 because it's the engine. And whatever they document as... They're fucking trolling us at this point, okay?
Yeah.
Well, because there's a ton of stuff in the document, like, there's a lot of items being added to Dota, and the items that get added... all say something related to Half-Life 3 or to have someone from Half-Life's name, right? And so when people data mine it, they see this and like, holy shit! But it ends up being nothing.
Yep.
It's just fucking Valve trolling people at this point. So they put this Half-Life 3 in there, and basically it's just a name placeholder for whatever upcoming title they're putting into there.
I'm so happy that that's what they do. Because it means that they're very self-aware.
They are self-aware.
They know what they're doing.
They fucking do. They're cocksuckers.
Yep.
They are.
Also, shout-outs to Justin, the mug of coffee, as a D-Man pointed out.
Yes.
I too shall recenter. But it's good to have names for our drinks of choice.
Yes.
But yeah, I saw the same thing, and my first thought when I saw it was, "Ooh man, the internet is going to love this." Because my first reaction is, okay, well I know it's not the game.
Right.
Let's all be honest with ourselves. As much as I don't want to be,
it's not the game. Yeah.
But then the second realization was like, oh man, the internet is gonna just.
But then I think to myself, I'm like, what if it is the game, and they're making people think that it's not the game?
Yep. Well, my buddy Joe said it best, like where it's like he almost wishes he believes Half-Life 3 will happen one day, and that it will be announced in like the casualest of ways. Like they'll be presenting at E3, and they'll be like, so. Here's some screenshots of Source 2. We're really happy with this kind of technology because that's what we're going to start working. That's what we're using right now on the face tracking for Half-Life 3. And if you look over here, and people will be like, wait, what? And
and they won't answer any more questions.
And yeah, the stage will go dark, and they'll lock the doors, and you'll start hearing people just being eaten alive.
Yeah, you will.
But
screams of pain and
pleasure.
suffering.
And
pleasure, yes. Pain and pleasure. There's lots of S&M going on
yes.
the Half-Life 3 announcement.
Yeah, people get a little weird when it comes to Half-Life 3. So yeah, like I said, I knew it wasn't going to be a thing, but it was interesting to see that, because I read the same thing you did, and I was like, yeah, that's cute. It's kind of fun.
It is.
But
and I was going from the basis of I know that Valve loves to troll everything.
Oh yeah. They would never admit it, but they totally do.
Yeah.
And who can blame them? I mean, with that kind of power, Wouldn't you, like, if you were gaming,
yes,
wouldn't you just, like,
I'm doing it all the fucking
time. Just gonna tease a little, yeah.
And then I would release the game. Like, I would just be like, and here it is, guys.
Mic drop.
And I would make it for free, but it would just show up in your Steam library, right? And I wouldn't fucking tell anyone.
You would U2 them?
Yes.
U2 them on iTunes?
Oh my god. Yep. You know, I actually ended up deleting that album.
You and just about everyone else I know.
I had to. You had to get. You
had to go through some.
You had to. Okay, first off, Apple made their own website called Delete. The name of the album. I can't remember. The new U2 album. Yeah. Delete it from myphone.com or whatever like that, and it took you there. You entered in your information. It logged into your account and then deleted it from your online account, and then it no longer showed up on your phone. Yeah,
I think Apple that's like one of 3 times in history Apple came back and was like, yeah, we kind of fucked up on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
They never admit they're wrong, but that was one of the very few cases where they were like, yeah.
It sucked because I'd be shuffling and it would just magically fucking.
Yep. Hey, look, here I am. Here, look at me.
I wish there was a head. You know what? That would be such an awesome way to announce it. Like, say you're playing Left 4 Dead, and then a bunch of head crabs just start falling. You know,
just start raining from the sky, a la the frog raining in like in spring during Don't Starve. Yeah.
Like any game that's on the Steam library that has Steamworks, I just want an automatic secret patch to be installed where it's just head crabs.
And it crashes the game because there's so many of them.
Yes.
And then when the game reloads. Oh man!
Oh my god!
That would be
too
much. Yeah, I know, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? I hope you're listening, Valve. Yes. I hope you're watching this, totally popular stream thing that we do.
Yeah, I was talking to Sean today, and he was like, "Yeah, I had 250 active people on my stream last week," and I was like, "Oh my god,
damn!
You are just moving on up."
Yeah, jeez, that's ridiculous.
Because as of last month, he was telling me, he was like, "Yeah, I have 25-30 active people." I was like, that's pretty awesome.
That's doing great. That is ridiculous.
And then also he came in today and he was like, yeah, I had 250 people in my lobby this week. I was like,
man, what is his secrets?
Yeah,
Tell me his ways.
I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
he's like,
man.
I don't know.
He's doing it right. That's what he's doing.
He is doing it right.
Yeah, I need to take some lessons from him.
Let it rain tanks instead. Okay, yeah, sure.
if we're talking Left 4 Dead, yeah.
Oh, rain tanks from Skyrim. I thought you were talking about Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh no, I was thinking Left 4 Dead.
Yes,
tanks.
Left 4 Dead tanks.
But yeah, the dragon tank. Yeah,
they're both terrifying.
They are. They really are.
Doot doot.
What was that? Yeah. Choo choo, motherfucker.
So you also put on that Metal Gear Solid 5 won a few awards at the Game Awards.
Yes.
And Sony's PlayStation Awards.
Yes.
But Konami banned Kojima from actually visiting any of those.
From even attending. Yep, not just from accepting awards, but from even being in attendance.
That's so stupid that's even allowed.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually... That to me, what smacks of there's a lot of things that come to mind with that, of course. This, again, if we had the wherewithal to do so, you would see our fuck Konami banner.
Oh, I need one. I need one bad. I'm going to make one.
It's like,
That's going to be another Shia just kind of chilling in the background just to say fuck Konami.
Well, I'm thinking it'd be like, how the Daily Show or whatever, they'll have the
scrolling
next part of today's word, and it would have, well, not the scrolling bar, but in their name segments of the show. This would be our fuck Konami segment. But this to me seems like the kind of thing that normally when this kind of beef happens, and that's really the best way I could describe it is, some beef, some drama. Usually when this kind of drama happens, whoever's look at this case, it was being hosted by Jeff Kingley and a couple other fairly reputable folks in the game entertainment industry, and normally that would just be like, all right, this is kind of awkward, time to let's get this on the and keep the show rolling. But I love that Jeff Kingley was like, hey, thanks for accepting that award. Oh, by the way, we're gonna drop some knowledge on you. We're gonna drop some bars,
right?
Because he just straight up said, yeah, Konami wouldn't allow Kojima here, and that sucks. It was like the crowd's booing. It's like, yeah, doesn't that fucking suck? He didn't say it exactly that.
He was
thinking it.
Yes, he.
So I love that they were so forthright and being like, yeah, you can blame Konami for being assholes.
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, we miss you,
Hideo,
we miss you, buddy, and yeah, not that it fucking matters, but yeah, it was of course shitty to see that kind of thing, to see that situation in the first place, but it was at least kind of pleasant to see that little jab by the ones hosting at least the Sony PlayStation Awards. Or no, I'm sorry, the Game Awards.
The Game Awards.
The ones hosting the Game Awards were like, yeah, fuck you too, Konami. So it's not just us that hates. See, our hate is justified.
And D-Man, I know it's a public venue, and he could have definitely went, but I think there's one thing we don't know, and I think it's that Kojima is going to be able to keep his name, and I think he's got to outlast the fucking year to be able to keep this, because
probably
I imagine it's something along those lines from him not wanting to fuck that over, and if he goes to this, they'll be like, oh, well, we'll just take that back.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to do anything for you, So I think he's just playing under their wing right now until he gets full control over whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So.
And you're right, D-Man. I mean, it was a public venue, but I'm fairly certain it's the kind of thing where you'd have to buy a ticket.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they have the right to like just say like, yeah, you're not, it's like I
right.
think
I'm sure it's by invite only, and
yeah.
So. And I'm sure his invite had something to do with Konami, and
yeah, there's a lot of course, Konami still denies that he left, but
his game is still from Konami.
Yeah.
So I mean, he couldn't even accept the award on their behalf.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are thinking that this is all tied to a non-compete clause that.
Oh, I'm sure
that Konami denies and Hideo is not allowed to talk about, and everyone's just like.
Yeah, he's been very, very silent.
Which is not like him.
No, it's not, because oh my god, I love following him on Twitter because he always posts good shit about his games. He always praises other people and stuff. He is fucking dead silent right now. Like nothing.
Which is just not.
It's not him.
It's not him. Yeah, I've said it before. He's one of the good guys. He's one of the good guys. We need him around. We need him around to keep making games and.
I mean, D-Man, we can show up, but we won't be allowed in the building.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we could stand outside with all the other plebes that are out there.
Yeah, we wouldn't be alone. There'd be a lot of other assholes like us.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I bet it was invite only since it was a trade show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not trade show, but like an award ceremony.
Well, I know that the Kind of Funny guys actually have. Greg Miller was voted the person of the year. Or the game person of the year, which is pretty awesome. And he had a really good speech about. Basically, he went up there and he was like. And he said this woman's name, and I cannot think of her name for the life of me, but he said this woman's name, and he's like, no, I don't know her. I've never met her. He's like, but I saw her name scrolling down from Crystal Dynamics whenever I finished up Tomb Raider, and he's like, and I just wanted to thank you. And he's like, and I wanted to thank everyone else who makes these games, like, possible for every one of us. He's like, you guys don't deserve it. You guys don't get any recognition for anything that you guys do.
Yeah.
But he's like, thank you from the whole gaming community.
Oh, yeah.
Like, thank you for making games because it's something that we all enjoy. Which I thought was incredibly awesome.
Classy gent.
Classy. Very classy.
Classy as fuck.
But, what I was getting to is only he was there out of, like, all four of the guys. That, so I'm sure it was invite only, and he was there because he won the actual award.
Right.
So.
Right, yeah. Right. Oh, well. Maybe one of these days we'll get invited. Yeah. It's fun to dream.
I mean, technically, we could go to PAX.
That's true. That's true. If you've got the money, for it, baby.
That's true. Double Fine announces Psychonauts 2, and that it'll be partially funded via crowdfunding. Psychonauts 2. Oh, Double Fine. So Double Fine is really loving the crowdfunding shit.
They kind of are.
I didn't enjoy Psychonauts.
Really?
I might be the only person.
So I've heard. I haven't even played the first one.
I did not. I couldn't get into it, and I just. And I hope this doesn't go the way, because Double Fine made Broken Age, correct?
Yes.
I hope it doesn't go that way.
I think a lot of people do as well. And Space Base 9. I think it was called Space Base 9. And Massive Chalice, I guess, is still going, but yeah, I think we all know what you're getting at here.
All right.
Yeah, where they just don't handle money well.
Yes, exactly. So they had a ton of money, and then it just kind of... Where'd that go?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they were like, oh, we got all this extra money, let's add all these extra features to it. And, I mean, Tim Schafer's a genius, and he's an awesome guy, and he's, like, an awesome developer.
I have no problem with the developers, yeah.
But, God, is he a shitty business person.
Yes, he's horrible. Yeah.
He's shitty with money.
And they ended up, what's up, Adam? The other Adam.
What's up, man? Just in time,
yeah,
baby.
Just in time, yeah. We're like halfway through or something like that. You still got quite a bit.
We still got it.
We still got some topics to cover, but yeah. So I know that Broken Age was also separated into two parts.
Yes.
And was that because of a development cycle? Like, were they done with a first part and was like, oh shit, we need to put something out? Like, I don't really.
Kinda. Yeah, because like they kind of like did like a dual announcement. They were like, hey, Broken Age Part 1 is up on Steam. You're probably wondering about that, aren't you? Well, here's what happened. We ran out of money, and it was like it was.
Oh, they had double crowdfunding.
No, they did not crowdfund. So what happened was they realized like, oh shit, we're out of money, and we have half of a game. Yeah, people aren't going to like this. Like, the fact that we have half a game and no more money. We're supposed to have a full game and no more money.
Right.
So they recognize, like, this is a shitty situation. I wish we wouldn't have wound up in this situation, but we're in it, so how can we best do this with minimizing the piss offness with, damage control as much as you can, and they were like, all right, well, we're gonna put this game out, and I think it was like $20 or $30, so it wasn't a full price game. And they were like, all right, and we're not going to, like, ask for more donation or fundraising or Kickstarter, blah, 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 blah. That's the game is out, and here it is. If this game sells enough, then we will use the proceeds from those sales to make the second part. And people were, for the most part, like pissed, but they were like, but, I mean, you're... Like, that situation is unfortunate, and as pissed off as we are that it got to this point, I mean, I guess that's the best thing you could do at this point, because what else can you do other than just, folding it in to begin with? So, I don't know. I mean, I like I said, my opinions are conflicted because I admire Tim Schafer so much, but, God, he's just such an awful business person, just an awful manager.
He brokered very well.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, and he's still running the show, and Space 9 had like a similar thing where like they had all these planned features for it, and they were eventually just like, yeah, we're just gonna not develop anymore for this game. So it's what's out there is the 1.0, and people were like, dude, that game was gonna be so cool, and you just decided to not work on it anymore. It's similar kind of reason. They just ran out of money.
It makes me feel like that there's just a plague with Kickstarted games and crowdfunded games. Like, a lot of them just don't get finished. Like, they don't get finished the way that they should be finished, I should say. And one of the others I wanted to say was Mighty Number 9. Well, Mighty Number 9 looks super not what anyone wanted.
You think so?
I absolutely think so.
Yeah.
When you look back at the concept art and kind of what they were pushing out, like, this is what Mighty Number 9 is going to look like. It looked very stylistic, like it had like an actual like comic book look to it, very cel-shaded.
Oh, okay.
And that's not what we're getting.
Oh, yeah? No. I still haven't seen it.
Don't even look at it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to be upset.
That bad, really?
You're going to be upset.
Wow. That sounds harsh.
And people say that they're not upset. People are like, oh, well, I don't think it looks that bad. And this is how this game's supposed to look. I'm like, how do you know what this game's supposed to look like?
I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I haven't seen shit.
All I know is it looks like shit.
Oh,
like, it doesn't look good. And I feel like the game's going to fail. Very, very bad.
So.
And it comes out on my birthday. Way to fucking...
Oh, nice. The Omen. The Omen is... Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard much negative stuff. I mean, people were bummed they got pushed back, but it sounds like it was needed to be delayed.
I think it was, yeah.
but yeah, I'll admit I haven't really heard much negativity from, like, the footage that has been shown, and... I mean, maybe for a lot of people, they're like, if it looks like shit, that's one thing. But I think for
playability, I think the playability is going to be cool. A lot of people were having an issue with the mechanics, and they were just saying that it was way too just overboundly easy as far as the demo went. So, but the demo doesn't obviously reflect supremely what's in the final game. But
still, if you're buying a Mega Man inspired game, you're not expecting easy.
No.
Well, I guess some of the X games did kind of like
challenge, I imagine.
But yeah, I would think you would expect a challenging game because God, Mega Man, old school Mega Man. It's a great way to like remind yourself that you're shit at everything you do is to go back and play a Mega Man game because it just reminds me how awful of a human being I am. It's good.
So Psychonauts 2, they say they will be partially funded via crowdfunding. So they're actually fronting money for most of it.
Yeah, okay. That's my understanding. It seems like it's kind of similar to what Sega is doing with the... I guess not Sega, but Sony's doing with... Shenmue 3. Like, similar. I get the impression it's similar type of strategy.
I think the Shenmue 3, I think we've talked about it as the announcement had, but... I think that's pretty much just all marketing. Like, they're just making money at that point.
Yeah.
Shenmue 3 they got enough money for it, and it's coming from a super major developer.
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Well, definitely a publisher.
Right, publisher.
I don't know about developer.
I have developer, yeah. I'm sure publisher, they have plenty of money.
Yeah.
And they know they're going to get their money back.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of Shenmue fans that'll just buy the game outright. Like, even if fucking Final Fantasy VII wasn't looking good or anything like that, my poor soul would still buy the fucking game. I mean, I'm one of those types of people. It takes a lot for me not to buy a game.
I understand all too well.
Metal Gear Solid 5, I couldn't do.
It's just you've resisted.
I resisted. I fully resisted.
You did.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't go back on my word that I would never buy that fucking game.
No,
I love that game so much.
You stayed true. You stayed true.
And I love that franchise, but fuck.
Yeah,
fuck Konami.
But fuck.
But fuck
Konami. Yeah, I mean, my interpretation is that it's kind of a similar funding strategy to Shenmue 3. Of course, the main difference here is that Sony is Sony. Double Fine is Double Fine. So it's they only have somewhat. They do, I think, decently well for themselves. But, I don't know how much they're going to be relying on the Kickstarter stuff, if the game's going to happen regardless if the Kickstarter tanks.
Yeah.
It's not even going to be a Kickstarter, it's going to be a different type of platform. I forgot the name, but some other crowdfunding platform.
Yep.
But I do find it interesting that you mentioned, because, it does seem like we hear so many shitty stories about Kickstarter games that either don't happen.
Extremely often.
Well, it seems like that. Of course, part of that is the bias where we only hear the bad news.
Right, we only hear the bad news. I mean, that's pretty much anything. You only hear the bad news.
That's the nature of
news.
Well, news. I was about to say gaming journalism, but just news, or just people.
News in general. You never hear... I mean, it's just like working for a company. You never get reflected. It's almost you never get reflected for the good things you do, but when you do something bad...
Yep.
The hammer falls,
Well, Alex, look at this great card. Alex, what's this B about? Fuck you, Mom. I'm doing my best. Yeah. I never said that, but I thought it. Hope she's watching right now.
Hope she is.
She'll be so proud of me.
Oh, she'll be very proud of you.
Yeah. But like I said, I find it interesting that and I feel the same. I've felt the same way in the past, where it's like, oh man, I always hear about these shitty things. I actually saw a report. I think I read it last night, actually, that was like trying to measure like how often do Kickstarted. I think it was just Kickstarted projects. I don't think it was talking about games. So take this with a grain of salt, because it's not quite the subset that we're talking about here. But it found that on average, 9% of Kickstarted things will either and Kickstarted meaning that they succeed in getting the funding, will either not happen, or they'll just disappear, or they'll deliver a product that underperforms, or blah blah blah. So you're, of course it's a calculated risk, as it should be. People shouldn't just throw their money towards anything that looks pretty, but really put some wherewithal and put some thought into it.
Also, if you're gonna throw your money at something that looks logical as well.
Yeah,
something that looks feasible, because sometimes people don't even have prototypes up yet.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we are going to make this. We're going to pull these materials from the nether that have never been created before, and we're going to make this in 6 months and send it to you.
Yeah, we've never made a game before where we have all these glorious... It's going to be like Skyrim and Assassin's Creed and fucking Call of Duty and Jesus, every fucking thing ever. And yeah, it's happening in 6 months. Yeah, and we've never written a line of code before or drawn a page of concept art in our lives.
I'm still waiting for Guns of Icarus to tell me that they've completed their online single player mode.
Yeah. In their defense, they have been getting updates still.
They have been, and they're actually getting close. They actually have working AI on the boat.
They do, which is good.
So that's actually kind of good.
It's getting there, but yeah, I mean, of course, there are lessons to be learned here. But what I did find interesting is that it broke it down, and they found that there were patterns based on the how much money the Kickstarters got. And the average across, if you were to take the mean of all of these, so it would be about 9%. But they found that the peaks were games at the low end, or projects at the low end of the spectrum, and projects at the high end of the spectrum.
Okay.
So if you had a Kickstarter project that was for $500 or $1,000, or a Kickstarter project that was for several $1 million, they had equal likelihood, statistically at least, from underperforming or not performing at all. Whereas the ones closer towards the middle of the boat, from $1,000 to $5,000 or $10,000, closer towards that's a lot of money, obviously, but still more reasonable in that regard, had much lower chances of, or at least much lower frequencies of outright failure, which I thought was interesting. And I think it goes to show if you ask for a fuck ton of money, I mean that's a lot more money that you risk mishandling.
Yes.
Whereas if you ask for a smaller amount of money, it would make sense that you would, well, shit, man, I only have $10,000 to make this happen, so I need to make sure that I'm doing it right, and I can't fudge anything. But if you ask for too little, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I could see where this is coming from.
Yep.
So, just food for thought, and you're seeing a project that, like we were saying, just be careful. Invest wisely.
Invest wisely.
Or it's not even investing, but kickstart wisely.
Right.
Safely. Use protection.
Use protection when kickstarting. Wear condom gloves.
Full body condom.
Yeah, full body condom when searching the interwebs.
Be extra safe.
Super safe. We don't want you getting any of those viruses out there.
Or getting
internet herpes.
Internet pregnant.
Yeah, don't get internet pregnant. That's a 13-month pregnancy.
Lucky number. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about?
I don't even know anymore.
What am I doing with my life?
Okay, so another one. Blizzard announced that the new Overwatch Heroes and Maps. This is just kind of a quick thing, but Overwatch Heroes and Maps after the release will be free.
Yeah.
So whenever you buy the game, you buy the game. So it's just going to work pretty much like Team Fortress, where if anything they release, you get it. I'm sure they already have cosmetic items in the works, so that's how it's going to go. That's what they're going to do. They're going to sell you cosmetics. So
you will like it.
Hey, whatever works. I'm just glad that I will be getting all the new heroes and all the maps at the same time as others, and keep the playing field. The fair playing field. I finished. Okay.
Stream's over. Good night, everybody. Yeah. No, I think that's awesome.
But I think that's a step in the right direction.
I
think that's what most companies should do.
Should.
Yes. Don't offer DLC. Stop offering characters as DLC to give a one-up on other people, especially if you're playing a competitive multiplayer game. Oh, yeah. I don't think that's very fair.
Yeah. Does this mean that all characters and heroes will be free? Man, that is awesome.
Will be free after the launch. So you'll have to buy the game, obviously.
Oh darn.
Right. So you'll buy the game, but you're buying the whole game.
You're buying the actual game. So this is quite a revolutionary business model.
It is. It hasn't been heard since 2000.
It's a microtransaction. All right, now good night, everybody.
Yes.
I jump out the window.
But let's see what else we got on here. Oh, okay. What would be your dream matchup of two different franchises?
I did put that on there, and I didn't think of it. Yeah, because we've all had those thoughts. I know I thought about that shit all the time as a kid. Like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if there was a game that had all these great characters? And that game eventually came out. It's called motherfucking Smash Brothers. But I remember when Kingdom Hearts was first announced, man, people exploded because they were like, holy shit, man, Disney plus Square Enix.
Right. And it was we didn't know what kind of game it was going to be.
Yeah.
And
what a it's even if you take a step back and just truly admire, what an awesome microcosm of it's just ridiculous. The possibilities, everything else.
I don't know how they got that deal.
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
I don't know how Disney was like, yeah, you can use our stuff.
Yeah, I guess that was before they started doing a bunch of cool shit.
That was
before they had Marvel and all these others.
That was a while back.
And now that everything they do just turns to gold. So
I wish Disney had the vice versa product where it was Disney that made the deal, because I want to see Cloud on fucking T-shirts and shit from Disney.
I'd be okay.
I would like to see Mickey Mouse with a Buster Sword, okay? Just give me that.
I would like to see Mickey Mouse with a Buster lightsaber.
Okay, now you're just you're combining three-way now. This is demonic work.
Well, I'm just saying, Disney's got both. Why not? Well, they don't have both, but they're affiliated with both, so.
I don't know. I think I would like to see, going on the Disney train, I'd like to see maybe, well, not Disney train, I would rather see Square Enix stuff with I would say Super Smash Brothers, Mario, Nintendo, but apparently
they beat us to the punch.
I'm getting my blish here, so I get Cloud. Maybe they'll fucking add Barrett in his gun arm. I don't know, but yeah. Oh, man, that's awesome. That's kind of an odd question. There's a lot of stuff that I would like to combine. There's a lot of universes that I wish were the same. Man,
I can't help but wonder. I like what Smash Brothers is doing, but I like this idea of a character here, a character there. We'll get Ryu, we'll get Cloud, we get Solid Snake from Brawl. And Sonic, they're just kind of little samplings from different things. I would like to see kind of more of that from other games. I would like to see. Yeah. I would like to see.
I think a fighting platform is the easiest way to implement this.
It is.
I'm trying to think of a way to implement it, and I could keep coming back to just fighting platforms, because Marvel vs. Capcom was the first one that actually did it.
It was the first one that I can think of that was
there one
super
for
successful.
Street Fighter too?
There've been a couple Street Fighter versus I think there might have been some crossovers with King of Fighters.
Oh, okay.
Or some of this there have been.
I want to see Dead or Alive, Beach Madness, whatever the fuck that game is. I want to see
Madness.
Yes, I want to see the Dead or Alive Beach game.
Mm-hmm. With Dark Souls characters.
With Dark Souls characters.
So sexy.
With Gwen.
Yes.
Guinevere.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I was just thinking the crusty hollow versions of,
Yes.
So hot.
They're just sitting up there in the sun.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, I would like to see more of the kind of strategy that has been adopted for the Super Smash Bros. Game. I mean, talking about Overwatch, I mean, shit, man, why not have like some bonus character? Like, I mean, it gets compared so much to
TF2.
To TF2, why not have one of the TF2 characters? It's not going to happen because they're a direct competitor, but wouldn't that be kind of interesting for something similar?
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I think so. And I mean, obviously, things like Heroes of the Storm already do kind of that with their own franchise. I mean, but I'm thinking of something outside
like
of
two different franchises combined. Yeah, because Blizzard already does that with all of their franchises.
They kind of do, don't they? Yeah.
I mean, in WoW, in the next expansion, there's going to be treasure goblins now from Diablo 3.
Awesome.
So they'll just randomly appear and they'll start making a portal, and you have to kill them before they finish.
That's so cool.
I'm like, okay.
I love it.
I love this. This is great. I like when you combine shit like this. This is going to be awesome. But,
I'm on board.
Yeah, Blizzard does that with all their games now.
They kind of do.
Just interchange everything.
They kind of do, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm such a huge Star Wars fan, so I mean, I would love to see that and just more shit. You'll
see it in Kingdom Hearts, buddy.
I will. We'll see it in Kingdom Hearts. I almost wish, and of course, since I'm such a goddamn fanboy for Nintendo, I do kind of wish that they would do more of that kind of thing, pushing more of their stuff out, as opposed to, Smash Brothers, obviously, they're adopting.
If when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, and then you go to a level and it's Mario.
Damn. First off, my first thought would be like, how did they swindle this? How did they swing that deal? Because that is impressive.
And Kirby sucks you up and he flies you places.
Oh, that would be awesome. That'd be insane. It'd be absolutely insane.
My dreams.
It would be. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a dream necessarily for me because I'm not a huge Square guy. But just the sheer how would they manage to organize such a crazy awesome deal?
It would be awesome.
It would be impressive to see.
I would be so happy.
Yeah, more of those collaborations, I think, would be worthwhile.
And I don't think collaborations have ever not worked. I think everyone kind of enjoys it around the block.
I mean, there have been times there have been falling out. I mean, talking about Sony and Nintendo. I mean, that's how the PlayStation got born. So I mean, there have been times. True. There have been times where it just kind of didn't work out, and then one party is like, "Yeah, we're just gonna keep going." So, but I mean, I don't know if there's been any truly shit games that were crossover things. There's one that I know. I think Project. Oh, I'm gonna get this wrong. Is it called Project X Zone or something like that? It was Capcom and a couple of other things. There's a game for the 3DS that's kind of like it, and I know that some people were. Well, my buddy Nick was playing, and he said it wasn't a bad game, but it was kind of drug on. It was a 3 out of 5 kind of game, just kind of middle of the road.
343 and Bungie on Halo 4. Or is that just 343? Halo 4 was the 343.
Yeah, I think Bungie was out of the picture.
Bungie has been out of the picture since after
3.
Halo 3.
Reach. Because Reach happened after 3.
Yeah, so Reach, they've been gone since Reach.
Yeah.
And they've been, punching out Destiny and all of its MMO glory that they never could have, so they decided to charge for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I can't think of any truly awful crossover games. I mean, in all seriousness, there's probably a good chance that something like that has happened, but I just can't think of any off the top of my head. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting possibilities.
Let's do the Halo in the Star Wars universe.
I don't know. I don't know if I would enjoy that, honestly. Halo is too
too science fiction.
No, I mean, well, they're both very science fiction. Star Wars to me is. I don't know. I guess since they both take themselves so seriously.
They do, yeah.
For good reason, and I was trying to think of a word to describe it, because that makes it sound bad. Not to say that they shouldn't take themselves seriously. It's good that they do. You want an immersive universe, but because they're so similar in the fact that they're both science fiction, they're both
space-based.
There's space travel and gigantic space battles. I mean, because they're so similar, it's like if there was a Star Wars Star Trek crossover. I feel because there's so many parallels already.
Yeah, that's true.
It kind of muddies.
You bring up a very good point.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, something like that would definitely, people would, I think, get excited about it. But I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of a truly worthwhile.
Right. The funny thing is, it's hard to think of this, and then someone comes out with this, and you're like, "Man, that's an excellent idea."
Yeah.
And It's something you never think of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm such a fucking Zelda fanboy. I mean, I would be happy to see that. Well, I mean, a good example of this that I think seems to have done pretty well for itself was Hyrule Warriors.
That is a good
Dynasty Warriors games.
I was just talking to Tyler's girlfriend about this. She was like, "Have you played Hyrule Warriors?" I was like, "No," and she's like, "Oh man, it is a blast.
It's a blasty blast." And it's a dungeon. It's a Dynasty Warriors game with
Zelda so stuff slapped on it,
which is great.
Yeah,
it's great. It works out well.
Heard you get to play as all the characters.
Yeah, every goddamn character. God, ain't that the truth? Yeah, King of Red Lions, who plays a goddamn boat.
Amanda and I are so close, Alex. So close to buying a Wii U. You have no idea how fucking close we are.
Let me just continue to sprinkle these thoughts. And
I look at the prices of Wii U's almost every day, and I'm like,
edging closer. Don't do it.
Eventually, it's gonna get to the.
It's gonna happen. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I know that there was some decent deals going on during Thanksgiving time.
There was, and I should have jumped on it because it was $250 during Thanksgiving.
That's pretty dang
for
good.
A bundle. It was the Splatoon bundle.
Yes. Oh, fucking Splatoon. Yes.
I've heard such good things about that game.
Yeah.
Is the merit well?
I think it's awesome.
I've heard such awesome things. I think D-Man was talking about Splatoon as well.
He might have been, yeah.
So
I've been enjoying the shit out of Splatoon. Holy shit, it's so cool. I don't actually own it yet, but I've played it. I played the demo when it was being a thing, and I've played it at a buddy's place, and yeah, it's worth it.
Okay, so have we reviewed Rainbow? I have not even played Rainbow Six Siege.
Nice.
I haven't really heard much about it, but is it a reason to buy a console?
It's on my wish list.
I wouldn't say one game in particular is merit to buy a console. Mm-hmm. I would make sure that there's multiple games you want to play, because the thing I'm running into an issue with right now with my PS4 is I have nothing to play right now.
By Bloodborne.
I could play Bloodborne. Yeah, that is a very good point. That is a very good point. And I think also my other issue is that I cannot get away from games that I already have on PC.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I have games on here that I supremely enjoy and I keep playing every single day.
Yep.
And then I'm like, well, it's time to play something on the PS4. And then I go out and I'm like, well, this isn't what I wanted like on my PC. So I'm going to come back. It's hard.
I can't quit you, PC.
I think the thing was, the reason I'm looking to the Wii U so much is that it's a party game for Amanda and I to play all the time. You know, like we're pretty interested in Mario Kart 8. Interested in all the Mario Party games, all the Mario games. I want it definitely for because I want to play Wind Waker HD bad.
Yeah.
So we'll probably fucking end up doing it.
No.
But I would not buy a console just for one game.
Yeah.
So
also, Rainbow Six Siege is on the PC, so if you have a PC that can run it,
true.
Bing bang boom.
The issue with the older Gen 360 plus lots of Steam games I play often. The issue is I kind of want to invest in a console for the holidays. Issue is deciding between the three. Well, I guess you can lay it out as a Wii U is more or less going to be like if you have people to play with. I imagine.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
If you have if you're interested in local multiplayer, and if you like Nintendo's IPs.
Right. If you like Nintendo's IPs, that's the big thing.
Because if you buy a Wii U for third party content, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yes. See, I would buy a Wii U only for the Nintendo games,
that's pretty much.
They have very good IPs.
They do, and they have some good third party games. Wonderful 101 and Bayonetta 2 are two wonderful examples, but there's only a couple.
And you get the virtual console and all that, so it's a pretty good deal. PS4, I love it. They're going to be starting backward compatibility soon.
Yes.
I enjoy everything about the PS4. The graphics look great. Look like any other normal, next gen console. So, and then Xbox One, I've also heard good things about. They haven't sold incredibly well, but they've sold better than Wii U, obviously. But they're about half the sales of PS4. But Xbox does have backward compatibility, and I'm not sure exactly how it works yet. I haven't actually watched a how-to video on it. I've been meaning to, because I'm pretty interested in it.
Yeah.
I would say if you're wanting like Pikmin 3 and stuff, dude, definitely go for the Wii U. I think it's right up your alley, and if you like the Nintendo IPs. I'm personally waiting on my PS4 for the new Persona game, which is definitely hitting PS4 before anything else.
Oh, yeah.
So Persona 5 is going to be hitting soon, and then also the new Kingdom Hearts game, which is most likely also going to be on PC. They just say play it on PS4 first, which, yeah.
Hint, hint.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you have to install the games.
I mean, if you buy a digital copy.
Right, if you buy a digital copy. If you play the disc, either the three consoles, I'd probably buy them instantly. You could play... Oh, you're saying for backward compatibility. Yes. Yeah, you'd have to install the games, because I don't think there's any way for the system to read from the discs.
Wouldn't that be far out?
That would be insane because I would just get my fucking Kingdom Hearts game off the shelf and pop it in and be like, "Oh my god, I'm playing back in the day."
On the shelf somewhere?
It's somewhere on there.
It's somewhere, yeah.
Or actually, I think I still have it in a closet. Amanda wouldn't let me put them up. She was like, "There is way too much shit on this." So we're actually buying a new bookshelf very soon.
Nice.
Because she's like, "Okay, we need one to devote to your nerd shit and one to devote to my books."
Like normal stuff, yeah. Normal adult things.
So that one's probably going to stay where it's at, and the other one's probably going to sit over here. Mm-hmm. And one of them will be filled with my nerd things.
Nerdy books, yeah.
So, gross. And then I'll probably get out my old PlayStation game, my favorite games out and put them up. So,
I'll frame them.
Since my only draw is older games, I want to install.
Yeah,
very true. No, I totally understand that. Well, the good thing about the next gen consoles also is that you can switch out the hard drive. So both next gen consoles offer you the ability to switch out.
Yeah.
I know you can switch out to a 2 terabyte on a PS4. Mm-hmm. I know it supports up to that. I don't know for sure about Xbox, and I know you can install a solid state as well if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Is Shadow of the Colossus on PS4 or is it just PS3? Actually, Shadow of the Colossus was PS2. Did they do have it? I don't know if they had an HD remake. They may have. If they did, it was on PS3. It's not on PS4. But the new, not Shadow of the Colossus game, but the new one in the same universe. I can't think of the name of it.
Last Guardian?
Last Guardian is going to be on PS4.
Mm. Looks really good. Yeah,
that is a game Sony will not let go.
Yeah. Who can blame them?
Yeah. So,
but I think there was a remixed version of Shadow of the Colossus. I don't know.
I would say the backward compatibility is probably coming. You could try looking on PS Now to see if they have the game. PS Now is their streaming service, so you don't actually have to install anything. They might have it on there. The bad thing about PS Now, I've talked before, is you have to pay kind of as long as you play it. Mm. So there's no way to outright buy the game. Mm. Or the other fucked up thing is if you have a subscription, it doesn't offer all the games, which really puzzled me whenever I tried it. So
I don't know. I haven't looked much into it, obviously, myself.
I also have a thing about streaming games, too. It's kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
So...
It's much nicer.
Yeah, I would just wait for the news for the PS4. I mean, I have no... If you want to play Bloodborne, if you want to play a couple other games in there, it's great. Mm-hmm. But Xbox can do the same stuff. Mostly, typically the same games. As well as PC. PC, PC's up there. It is the master race. And it's up there with getting all the console games now as well. So, I mean, the majority of the games that come to console, if it's not exclusive, also come to PC.
Yeah. But I mean, I've heard mostly good things about Rainbow Six Siege. I know you were asking about that earlier.
Yeah.
I've heard mostly good things about it. It kind of reminds me in a lot of ways of Payday 2, which is part of why I'm attracted to it. So.
I think you heard you told us the same thing before. Yeah.
It just visually and just like the way duck behind cover, and it's all in these you're trying to crash through buildings to get through. It just seems very Payday-ish, which is nothing but good things for me. But yeah, I've heard mostly encouraging things. I'm yet to try it out myself.
Right. Well, one other thing is, speaking of Rainbow Six and all these great games, especially from Tom Clancy, The Division actually showed some footage of PSX. So,
I haven't even heard anything about that game in
a while.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Yeah, definitely. And so they offer some footage. I have not watched it yet, but I'm pretty excited to. I'll probably do it tonight.
Yeah.
But
do they have a release window for that game?
No, not yet. The release window was 2 years ago.
They're still holding to it.
Or at the end of last year was the end of last year was when the Division was supposed to hit. It was supposed to hit holiday last year.
Okay.
And then they said we're going to hit holiday next year. Mm-hmm. And then now it's holiday next year, and then,
here we are.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, guys. We promise.
So
it's releasing tomorrow.
I'm hoping it comes soon. The Division looks great from what their plans are for the Division. So I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Especially since apparently how well Rainbow Six is doing so far. So I'm kind of looking for the next loot grind game, basically cooperative like Borderlands.
Oh.
I'm with you, man. I love loot grinding games. I would say if you're going loot grinding,
play Dying Light.
Okay. I was gonna say play Destiny. As much as I butcher that game, if you like loot grinding games, man, just play Destiny.
Yeah.
What's up, Spice Orange? And that is an amazing.
That's an awesome emote.
What the hell is that?
What is that? Yeah, can you zoom in?
Safi Chew?
Huh. That's apparently a standard emote.
Wonderful.
Presumably.
I like it.
But,
looks great.
I would agree. Destiny, I think, would very much be up your alley. Destiny or Warframe.
And Warframe is actually free to play. So you can play it on PC and you can play it on
PS4.
On PS4. So.
Is it also on Xbox One?
It might be.
Would not surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either. You played a ton of Dead Island. Yeah,
understandable. Understand if you've played yourself weary of Dead Island, then Dying Light would be like, but there's just so much stuff to collect. Oh my god, I love the game. Oh my god.
I would give Destiny a try. You can pick up Destiny, The Taken King. You can get it from most major places for pretty cheap, or you can just play the basic one. You don't really need The Taken King to enjoy what the game has. And you can pick up that on eBay or anywhere for fucking like that. $12.
Yeah, I've actually heard that the Taken King content added a lot of like really worthwhile stuff.
I've heard the same as well. A guy I work with from New Jersey actually told me that he's having an awesome time with the Taken King. So
yeah, I have a couple friends that are like played a bunch of Destiny when it first came out and kind of grew tired of it. But when the
teamwork story loot grinding game,
I would say
Destiny. Yeah, Destiny is straight up team grinding.
Yes.
Like, you find people on there and you group up, and you don't even have to group up. You just find people out in the open.
Yeah.
It's pretty good about that. When I played the game, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the playment of the game, and I liked everything about it. The only thing I had an issue was the story and the way that they release content.
Yeah.
So other than that, the game is pretty good, and it's pretty flawless on how it plays.
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead is a fun classic co-op game. Yeah, always love Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But as far as a loot grinding game, it is not that.
Yeah.
But Left 4 Dead is always a classic game. You can always go back.
Always a good time. Quick footnote on the Warframe thing. I mean, I love the shit out of the game, but if you're looking for something more story based, Warframe has a story, but it has lore to it. But there's not a whole lot to it, honestly.
No.
You don't play Warframe for the story. You play Warframe for the grindiness.
For the grindiness. Yeah.
For the grinds.
So, but yeah, I will leave you with that. So, and you can do your own research and stuff. Obviously, I'm sure you have, but I would say I lean obviously more towards PS4. Probably for you, it seems like that's kind of what you want to play is more loot grindy stuff. I would say PS4 with Destiny is probably your way to go. And it's easy to find people on there that want to play with you.
Yeah,
totally good. The other choice I would say is if you want to build a PC, build a PC, because there's a lot of things you can do on PC, especially loot grindy games.
Yes, indeed.
So, and I'm sure me and Alex would be glad to play some games with you or whatever. I still haven't played games with D-Man, by the way, and I apologize, D-Man.
Yeah.
But
We're horrible people.
I'm sure he was getting ready to be like, "Oh, you're going to offer to play with other people except for me?"
Table flip.
Yeah. So sorry, D-Man.
We're terrible.
But yeah. So that's all I got for today.
All right.
I figured we'd end it there. I think we're a little bit over an hour. So
yep. A little bit.
Hold on. Let me hear you. Let's hear your issue you have with PC right now. Steam deals
Lay it
are
on
too
us.
good. Yes, they are. They are too good.
Yes.
Well, the bad thing about Steam deals is you're going to find out very quickly is that your Steam deals will run out.
Well, the problem is like the deals will keep going. It's just you'll have all the games.
That's what I'm saying. Like you'll have all the games, like me. Like I have them. Like whenever I see the Steam sale, like the page comes up, it's like in library, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I can't buy anything.
Yep.
So, or it's like, this game's on sale. It's like, but you can buy this game. It's on sale for 5% off. And I'm like, oh, well, it's still $50.
But it's only, oh no, I can't help my, oh no.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
What are you doing, hand?
Yeah, I'll admit I was tempted by the 40% off Grand Theft Auto 5. I was like, ooh, and I resisted. I'll wait till 50.
I've heard great things about Castle Crashers. So,
oh god, that game is so fun.
I mean, if you want to pick up Xbox, pick up. I mean, every console you're gonna get the games that mostly hit. I mean, unless they're party if those exclusive to the actual brand like Sony or Xbox, you're gonna be able to play it. So.
Yeah, I love Castle Crashers.
Yeah, I got Castle Crashers for $1. Okay, now I get what you're getting at. Yeah, all the deals are crazy on Steam, and I love it.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing.
It is. But anyways, thanks everybody for coming out and chat, and thank you, Alex, for another delightful episode of Super Chat 64.
Thank you for hosting in your humble abode.
Yes, indeed, and we'll be back next week. Next Tuesday we'll be over at good old Super Hobbit's house, and we will see you all there.
Yep.
All right, we're going to leave you with some hot tunes.
Some jams.
Who is this?
Big Giant Circles.
Big Giant Circles. Check them out.
Awesome dude.
I found them today. Alex obviously has heard of them
his music.
Since eternity.
His music. He's an awesome guy. Makes awesome music. And doesn't afraid of anything.
I agree. I love that. But anyways, have a good one, guys. We will see you next week. Oh, I'm in the wrong one.